Do
Okay,
we
everybody, a very, very warm welcome to each and every one of you. My name is Irtaza Hassan, and we are at the inaugural World Quest 2024, powered by Tutify Oxfordian College, to give you out of the box learning experience. And I'm seeing a lot of you who have been part of our previous fellowships, 125 selected students. I know today in Pakistan, we are experiencing heavy rainfalls and floods in some parts of Pakistan. So I can definitely understand that the internet might be an issue, but all those who are here, a warm welcome to each and every one of you. I'm going to kick this off with a little bit of introduction about what World Quest is, and then we are going to move towards a series of our speakers that are going to guide you, motivate you, and interact with you. So I'm going to keep this bilingual for a lot of people, so it makes more sense to all of you. हमारी कोशिश हमेशा ये रही है कि हम आपके लिए वो अपॉर्चुनिटीज लेकर आए जो आपकी लाइफ में मीनिंगफुल एक्सपीरियंसेस को ऐड कर सकें. वर्ल्ड क्वेस्ट का मतलब ये है कि इन अ टाइम where education is now seen as something very out of the reach for middle class and upper middle class, we really wanted to make sure कि आप लोगों के पास वो options हो, वो गाइडेंस हो, वो काउंसलिंग हो, जिसके जरिए आप अपने लिए इन्फॉर्म्ड डिसीजंस कर सकते हैं. And that includes each and every one of you. Students who are here from the O levels background, A levels background, metric FSC background, and even the bachelor's background. And especially all the ladies that are currently, studying in different universities. They aspire to be teachers. They want to upscale their careers to something meaningful and something better. World Quest is for you. So today and tomorrow are going to be 2 days where you're going to meet a lot of talented people who are going to bring you some excellent initiatives your way. And I want you to be a part of these sessions with an open mind, with an open thought, so eventually you could make a decision that nobody else has to make for you. And eventually, when you go through these sessions and when you interact with a lot of people over here, remember that it's important to highlight your issues. It's important to talk. It's important to put your queries out so we can help you, we can guide you, we can motivate you. And remember, at the end of the day, it is your educational journey that is very, very dear to you. And we as educationists, we as counselors, we definitely believe that we have a role to play in making that journey more easy and more vibrant for you. So, without further ado, I would like to hand this over to the lady who has done this multiple times, but I think she has taken it to a bigger level this time around. I would like to introduce you all to the head of internationalization for Oxfordian College, Miss Nurulan Zafar. She's a seasoned entrepreneur, youth leader working in Pakistan and abroad for the last 2 decades. If I'll say and one more word, she'll say definitely to me. Irtaza has given a vibrant introduction to me. So over to Noor, guys, as she talks about this program and what it means for all of us.
Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction and the words. I hope you all can see the screen. If I can request Shazia and Irtaza to just, look at the people who are entering so that I am not distracted and I can just talk to all of you. So firstly, देखो क्या हुआ कि opportunity कितने लोगों ने दी. That's the most important bit. All of you who are here today are here because, you wanted to have in yourself the willingness कि मैंने आज कोई नई चीज सीखनी है. So for that, could you use the reaction tab and could you do a round of applause for all of you yourself? Where's the reaction tab? Let's see some reactions coming in. Excellent, wonderful. Nida, Maria, Hamza, Laiba, Marriage. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Marriage. Wonderful, excellent, excellent. You guys have taken that first leap कि यार आज कुछ नया सीखने को मिलेगा. So जैसे कि इर्तिजा ने कहा कि what is World Quest? For the last 2 decades, when I'll give you my personal experience of dealing and interacting with students and different stakeholders के बच्चे, different backgrounds के बच्चे जो कुछ qualifications afford कर सकते हैं, जो mainstream university में पढ़ना afford कर सकते हैं, और फिर वो बच्चे जो नहीं afford कर सकते कहीं भी पढ़ना. सो क्या उनके लिए हमारे पास कोई अपॉर्चुनिटी एग्जिस्ट नहीं करती? आई नो फॉर अ फैक्ट एंड आई एम गोना टेल यू अ लिटिल एनेक्डोट दैट व्हेन आई वाज डूइंग माय ए लेवल्स जस्ट लाइक एवरीबडी एल्स अराउंड मी, सबने कहा कि एसएटी देना है, एसएटी देना है. सो आई स्टार्टेड गिविंग द एसएटी. Then was the fact that okay, start looking for opportunities abroad, start looking for prospectuses and brochures. And it was all back in the day, that has been very, very many years ago. But back in the day, it was all about finding the right opportunity for you. और किसी को नहीं पता था कि study abroad की क्या opportunity होनी चाहिए. So how it worked for me was प्रोस्पेक्टसेस मंगवा लिए, मगर अब ये नहीं पता था कि वहाँ पे अफोर्डेबिलिटी या स्कॉलरशिप्स या पर्सनल ऐप या कॉमन ऐप किस तरीके से करनी है. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव काइंड ऑफ लाइक बिन थ्रू दिस प्रोसेस? और फिर आखिर में आके एक धमाका सा मिला कि बेटा इतने तो पैसे नहीं है हमारे पास, वी कैन नॉट एक्चुअली अफोर्ड टू सेंड यू दैट. किसी की कोई ऐसी कहानी है? राइट इट इन द चैट बॉक्स. Write it in the chat box and I want to see who has gone through that experience. मेरे तो अब्बू ने कहा था बिल्कुल अकेली लड़की को बाहर नहीं पढ़ना, इतने पैसे हम अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकते. That feeling when I was on the other side, when I was providing career counseling and advisory, that is when it actually hit me कि यार ये बहुत बड़ा मिसिंग लिंक है कि actually there are affordable opportunities out there which we don't know of, number one. और हमें ये नहीं पता कि उन अपॉर्चुनिटीज को कैसे हमें एक्सेस करना है. ठीक है, दैट इज व्हेन मी एंड इर्तिजा वी सैट डाउन. ऑक्सफोर्डियन कॉलेज, me and Shazia, she's an Oxfordian, born and bred. She'll tell you more about her experience of, coming from a Pakistani parents' background, being a British born, and what kind of challenges is seen as part of her experience of being, somebody who was looking for career opportunities, and how did it work out for you? And then me and Irtiza, where did Oxfordian did the collaboration with Tutify? I'll speak more about that. So this is essentially where World Quest came. We thought that our motto is going to be that we focus on opportunities for everyone, right? We want you to focus on getting affordable degrees and how can you access those affordable degrees, number one, and how can you fast track your journey, which is the favorite question हर parent का, हर बच्चे का, कि कहाँ से मैं अपनी journey को fast track कर सकता हूँ. How quickly can I go from being a student to being a professional? And then one of our favorite topics that me and Shazia we're always talking about at the college in London is what are the alternative routes to higher education. So, what you might be hearing today is going to be contrary to what you've been hearing for a while. और मैं आपको ये बताती हूँ कि ये मेरे लिए a couple of months ago, all of these questions that you see here were brand new back in January this year. The collaboration. Favorite question all of us get asked, why 2to5G? You could have worked with any school chain, any college chain. किसी भी यूनिवर्सिटी से आप simple excuse, not that it is my buddy and he's my friend. I just believe in the concept of a student led movement. I know for a fact how tough it is for any student to go through their A levels fees. If you are 5 siblings in a household and everybody is doing their A levels at the same time, and when most of you would become parents, inshallah, in the future, you would understand the strain it is. मगर parents क्या चाहते हैं अपने बच्चे को best से best degree या qualification देने का. Tutify, why? Because I feel that everybody who is a part of this particular collaboration, all of the kids who are a part of this collaboration, they feel that pain and they want to do something for themselves. Whether you are a part of the Wall of Hope initiative, you are helping turn a social movement into something that's more impactful, or if you are a part of the Tutify team where you're providing career counseling and advisory service to all the individuals who are a part of your collaboration, it's really about people who are very well versed and have that empathy in themselves कि यार हमने अपने लिए भी कोई बेहतर opportunities देखनी है और जो हमारे से दूसरे बच्चे हैं जो हमसे बेनिफिट कर सकते हैं, हम अगर किसी के लिए दरख्त बन सकते हैं, we want to have that. So the hashtag opportunities for all is something that I really want to be the focus of World Quest. That is why the speakers that you're going to hear today and tomorrow, they have volunteered their time and their experience, and they've come to speak to you because they want that we give them that opportunity and that space in which we can provide students the full picture कि actually UK में पढ़ाई करने का मकसद क्या है और कैसे करते हैं और हमारे पास alternative routes क्या हैं. So Tutify's vision is very much aligned with what Oxfordian's vision is, which Shazia had 2 years ago, and she was a one-man army, and she said पता नहीं ये कैसे होगा, पता नहीं हम कैसे grow करेंगे, मगर once we started speaking to partners on ground, like Irtaza being one, we felt that our visions align in the fact कि हम किसी को bad career counseling या bad advice नहीं देना चाहते. हम चाहते हैं कि वो वाला sounding board, वो वाला drum, वो वाला शोर हम मचाएं जहां से आपको ये पता चले कि what other opportunities are there. So, does it sound something exciting for everybody? Can I have a reaction here? Is it a heart moment or is it a thumbs up moment? Let me know. Let me know. Wonderful. Thank you, guys. Sounds good. I know that everybody is after the dinner. Oh, Shazil, grape is a new word. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I should be saying that. You know, Gen Z's. Okay, wonderful. So this is where the collaboration came from. अब जरा मैं आपको एक मजे की बात बताने लगी हूँ. What does the study abroad space look like? Let me ask you a question. How many of you have been to an international career expo? Raise hands or thumbs up. कहीं कोई एक्सपो आपने अटेंड किया हो, साकिब ने किया है, ठीक है, और बताइए. मरियम ने किया है, वेरी गुड. और किसने किया है? या आपके स्कूल में आए हो, तंजील ने सॉरी, हु डॉन एक्सपो पे आप गए हो, किसी इंटरनेशनल यूनिवर्सिटी से मिले हो. कितने लोग स्टडी अब्रॉड कंसल्टेंट्स के पास गए हैं? चलो, thumbs up. साइम, ओके. लाइबा, वेरी गुड. बाकी सारे नहीं गए? नेवर. ओके. इकरा hasn't. ओके, वेरी गुड. बट यू हैव हर्ड अबाउट देम, इकरा, है ना? आपने सुना होगा ना कि बहुत सारे स्टडी अब्रॉड कंसल्टेंट्स होते हैं, वो आपको डायरेक्टली बताते हैं. सबसे पहला स्टेप जो मैं आज आपको बताना चाहती हूँ, अंडरस्टैंडिंग द स्टडी अब्रॉड स्फीयर. The more people that you go to who are agents in our circle that we call them, they are not direct university representatives, number one. ठीक है? तो ये ऐसे है ना कि जब अगर हमने फोन लेना है, आईफोन, तो सारे आईफोन की स्पेक्स देखते हैं ना, ओ यार इसका कैमरा बड़ा अच्छा है, यार इसकी ये फंक्शनैलिटी अच्छी हो गई, यार इसका iOS ऐसे हो गया. लड़कों ने अगर कोई वो लेनी हो, कोई गाड़ियों के डिस्कशन करने हो, कोई PS5 की गेम लेनी हो, तो आप रिव्यू पढ़ते हो, आप स्पेक्स देखते हो. स्टडी अब्रॉड के एक्सपीरियंस में सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज ये है कि हाउ डायरेक्ट आई एम with the college of choice or the university of choice, number one. Then there is another thing which is called an awarding body. बहुत सारी जगह आपने देखा होगा, बहुत सारे वक्त पे आपको ये अंडरस्टैंड करना है कि जो हमारा कॉलेज है उसके पास कौन सी ऐसे यूके रिकॉग्नाइज क्वालिफिकेशंस हैं जो वो पढ़ा रहे हैं. ठीक है? That is another very important thing which is important for you for two reasons. One is the legitimacy of the course that you're going to study. ठीक है? जो कोर्स मैंने पढ़ना है वो कितना मेरे लिए इम्पोर्टेंट है और क्या उसमें वैल्यू और वर्थ है. और नंबर टू, मेरे पैसे बचते हैं. Yeah, makes sense, right? If you're directly going to university, ठीक है, it's going to cost you less. If you are going via an agent, then the agent is keeping their own chunk, their share, or whatever. So, what we are trying to do here is that this is the study abroad space. Uh, don't get fooled by it. This is just a disclaimer that I want to give. They are not at all, and by no means am I saying that people are incorrect or they're not offering you good university opportunities. They are, but you would end up saving more money if you are directly getting in touch with a college directly, right? And then that college and the university structures, वो आपने ही देखना है कि उनके पास seal of approval awarding bodies का है या नहीं. And I'll let Shazia speak more about this when she'll explain to you कि यूके में हायर एजुकेशन कमीशन जिस तरह पाकिस्तान में है, तो यूके में उसका इक्विवेलेंट क्या है. और बहुत सारे लोगों को ये चीजें नहीं पता होती. Trust me, you guys. They'll come with stacks and stacks of certificates, and when we'll ask them which awarding body, they wouldn't know. So it's just like wasting your money for a degree or a qualification or a certificate or a diploma that will then go to waste. So far, exactly, Saqib, exactly. So वो program fee आपको hike करके बताएंगे. In actuality, that is going to be really, really less because everybody would, charge you for that experience. So this is the study abroad space. Now, another exciting thing, and here I want to ask you another question here. Okay. Have you guys seen or heard कि यार ये मेरा दोस्त है, मेरा कजन है, मेरा फ्रेंड है, वो ये लेवल 4 कर रहा है या लेवल 3 कर रहा है? How many of you have heard about it? You can say yes in the chat if you have heard about it, and you can say no in the chat if you have not heard about it. Okay, Mariam has. Okay, yes. Okay. All right. Nope. Atya says, Saqib says. How many of you say no? नहीं, हमें नहीं पता. हमें नहीं पता level क्या है. Okay. Lareb says no. Okay. Iman, thank you. Shazi says yes. Saim says no. Alina says yes. Very good. Can I get more responses? Very good. तो ज्यादातर लोगों को levels का नहीं पता. अब guys, understand this as a UK pathway. Okay, and you are starting from the bottom, so just look at the bottom level 3. So UK की जितनी भी qualifications हैं वो levels के अंदर divide हुई हुई है, जिस तरह हमारा matriculation, intermediate, bachelors, masters, PhD. ठीक है, वो वाला structure. UK में जो different levels हैं वो इस तरीके से देखते हैं. ओके, सो व्हाट वी एसेंशियली लुक एट इज द लेवल 3. तो लेवल 3 में एक बच्चा GCSE, O लेवल्स या मैट्रिक करके वो एक अप टू 6 मंथ्स का करता है. फाउंडेशन ईयर इज व्हाट वी कॉल इट हियर, और it's equivalent to an A levels. Okay, so in 6 months time that level 3 is something that kids end up doing. Then there is a level 4 which is equivalent to the first year of university. Okay, which is also called the higher national certificate, which roughly takes you 1 year. सही है. उसके बाद you look at level 5 on the right hand side, you would get to understand that this is the higher national diploma or the HND, which is equivalent to a second year of university. Okay, and then you have level 6, which is the bachelor's program, or how we call it, the top up year. Okay, ये बहुत सारे बच्चे, you would have heard that they go from Pakistan. पाकिस्तान में 2 साल का उन्होंने HND किया, उसके बाद वो टॉप अप ईयर करने बाहर चले गए, और वो कहीं भी चले गए. Anywhere in the recognition list of universities that we are going to talk about tomorrow, you would get to know that there are so many other universities that you could go to. And then we have a level 7, which is called a master's program. So one interesting thing about these levels is that in UK, all of the entire education system works on again opportunity. वो कहते हैं कि भाई आप 19 साल के हो जाएं, 20 साल के हो जाएं, 40 साल के हो जाएं, पढ़ाई is open for everyone. So all of these levels are entry exit. ठीक है, आप देख रहे हो ना, एरो दोनों साइड से ओपन है. So you come into a level at any point of time in that you want. Okay, and then you can go on from one point to the another. Emma, very good question. I am going to take questions. So please keep typing your questions here as well. But understand this, that essentially, if you understand the levels correctly, which is what we offer at the Oxfordian College, if you understand the levels correctly, तो आप 3 साल में बैचलर्स तो डेफिनेटली करते हैं बट यू सेव अप योर टाइम इफ यू आर स्टार्टिंग विद द फाउंडेशन ईयर यानी कि मैट्रिक के बाद अगर कोई आप या आपका कोई सिबलिंग ज्वाइन इन करना चाहे तो वो मैट्रिक के बाद भी 6 मंथ्स में IFI भी कर सकते हैं या लेवल 3 कर सकते हैं एंड देन यू कैन बिल्ड अप ऑन योर क्वालिफिकेशन. This is essentially what we are going to explain to you, that how else can we look into this. Shazia, whilst I am going through the presentation, could you check up with Helen if she's here? Maybe
Okay,
send
I'll
her.
do that.
Thank you. Okay, so this is essentially the levels and the structures, the level and the structures that we uh, talk about. Now, do we have any questions so far on this? There is one question. Um, Irtiza, could you mind reading the question for me? Is there any age requirement? Not at all. Shazal, not at all. एज रिक्वायरमेंट लेवल पे नहीं है. दैट्स द ब्यूटी ऑफ इट. यही मैंने आपको बात बताई कि ऑल ऑफ दीज क्वालिफिकेशंस, ऑल ऑफ द लेवल्स, हम तो कहते हैं ना, ओहो 19 साल का बच्चा हो गया, इसने अपना इंटर नहीं पास किया, अब इसकी जिंदगी तबाह हो गई, बर्बाद हो गई, अब ये क्या करेगा, मैकेनिक बन जाएगा, चने का स्टॉल लगाएगा कहीं बैठ के, राइट? In the UK education system, everybody is included, and the entire process is very inclusive of people getting education. So there is no education requirement. There's no age requirement. Basic education requirements, yes, are there, but they're flexible. The rules are made for people to follow them, but they're not supposed to, break people in the process of following the rules. Okay, Shazil? So that is something that we can do. Mariam, absolutely we can. That's a very good question. That can be applied during our bachelor's. Absolutely. If there is a diploma that you want to do, let's assume, Mariam, if you're studying a degree that is a computing degree, and you say, I want to substantiate my computing degree with a diploma in cybersecurity. Okay. And if we have that option, you say, I want to do a level 4, I want to do a level 5, you can actually very quickly be a part of that and you can hop on to that. Okay. So you can definitely. Gula Life, amazing question. GPA. I know I'm on record, but that's essentially your own evaluation, the university's evaluation of you. That's not your own evaluation of your professional success or how well or how great you're going to do professionally. मैं अभी अपनी GPA recording बंद करके बताऊंगी, ठीक है? अभी सबके सामने नहीं बता सकती. But this is what it is. So no, it's not a requirement. Sure thing, Ikra.
Ahmed has asked, is the exchange program as good as it's promoted by big universities in Pakistan? Because he's seen students that don't study when they go on these exchange programs.
What is the purpose of an exchange program, Emma? That's a very good question, by the way. It's a very woke question. When kids or when universities encourage students to go on exchange programs, उनका मकसद ये होता है कि थोड़े सा ना आपकी डस्टिंग कर दें दिमाग की, ठीक है? आपको ये बताएं कि यार this is the bigger picture of the दुनिया and this is how the दुनिया is working, and you should learn from what alternative ways of teaching or learning are there that kids from all across the globe, other than your own home country, वो आपको सिर्फ ये बताने का मकसद होता है. मगर वो फैंसी क्यों लगता है आपके रेज्यूमे पे? Because for a semester you can claim that you studied, you went for an exchange program to another country. So it's all about giving you that professional edge where you can say, I did something that's out of the box. That's something that's different. मगर उसमें पढ़ाई का ऐसा है कि पढ़ना आपने है, but एक experiential learning भी आपने करनी है ना, where you get to understand the culture, you get to understand the vibe of a country, you get to explore job opportunities? How do kids do job searches there? So that's the whole purpose of the exchange program. Absolutely. Anything in terms of voluntary experience. क्यों करते हैं? Wall of Hope का leadership fellowship क्यों की थी? Yeah, the other organizations that we represent, we are also um, entrepreneurs and multiple entrepreneurs, we run multiple businesses. उनका मकसद ये होता है कि आपको फेलोशिप प्रोग्राम्स दें ताकि आप अपने रेज्यूमे पे लर्निंग इंक्रीज कर सकें एंड यू एंड अप हाइकिंग योर प्रोफेशनल डेवलपमेंट. तो जो लोग ये कहते हैं ना कि आपको सिफारिश के बगैर नौकरी नहीं मिलती या इंटर्नशिप नहीं मिलती, तो व्हाट वी वांट टू डू एट ऑक्सफोर्डियन एंड एट ट्यूटिफाई इज दैट वी वांट कि हम आपकी सिफारिश करें, मगर उसके लिए वो फ्री फेलोशिप में आना पड़ेगा, फिर वो फ्री फेलोशिप में टाइम लगाना पड़ेगा, फिर चीजें सीखनी पड़ेंगी, और उसके बदले ये होगा कि आप कहीं भी चले जाएंगे तो शाजिया हुसैन, इर्तजा हसन या नूरुल जफर आपको एक रिकमेंडेशन में आपकी सिफारिश लोगों से कर सकेंगे. सिफारिश का कॉन्सेप्ट, रिकमेंडेशन का कॉन्सेप्ट एसेंशियली ये है. सो वेरी गुड, एग्जैक्टली अहमद. क्रॉस कल्चरल कोलैबोरेशन. I'm not seeing other
Helen is
questions.
here.
Helen is here. Okay, wonderful. If we can, I can also try making Helen the admin. So very quickly, this is essentially what the pathways were supposed to.
There's a question around societies, and I guess you kind of answered that with the exchange program as well. Is like AIESEC sort of societies help us to make our resumes look better. So I will touch on that as well.
Yeah, please do, Shazia. I know that's your favorite question. I can't seem to find Helen, so I can make her
I
host.
can see her.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I can make Helen the co-host as well. All righty. So this is essentially another thing that I want to ask you guys. Now, how many of you know about transnational education? TNE. Kahin suna ho? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a heart. Give me any emotion. TNE. Nahi suna? Nahi suna to write no. Write no in the chat box if you haven't heard about it. No, very good. Brave people. I love these brave people who accept that they don't know something, because then you are going to learn something new. Very good. Wonderful. Ye jo shehzade hain na, these shares and shernis in the chat box who are saying no. I'm sorry, Helen, we are doing this bilingual, but I'm sure you're okay with us doing this bilingual.
It's
All
fine.
right. Let me explain to you now. TNE kya hai? Transnational education. What does it entail, and what does it mean? This concept is essentially, and this is also something possibly that you can look up over the weekend, tomorrow, once we are done with the fellowship, that just look it up and understand ways. This is another pathway to your foreign qualification. So essentially what it entails is कि आप अपनी home country में बैठे और आप एक international पढ़ाई पढ़ें. Okay? अब मुझे ये बताएं, A levels का कितने लोगों ने सुना हुआ है? O levels का, edexcel का, IB का, GCSE का? Yeah, see? Yeses. तो जहानत ये कहती है, your brain should actually trigger you that how do I do A levels in the country, but my certificate is coming from University of Cambridge or it's coming from edexcel, right? You get the idea. We studied in your home country, but then it was a transnational education फील जो हमें बताती है कि कैसे हमने वो क्वालिफिकेशन अपनी होम कंट्री में रह के पढ़नी है. सो व्हाट वी आर डूइंग एट ऑक्सफोर्डियन इज कि हमारे पास एक पूरी टीएनई की स्ट्रीम है, और हम ये कहते हैं अपने बच्चों को कि आपने स्टडी अपनी होम कंट्री में करें, बट यू आर स्टडिंग एन इंटरनेशनल क्वालिफिकेशन. दैट इज व्हाट द ब्यूटी ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटीज फॉर ऑल इज. जो हैशटैग मैंने कहा था ना कि आप अपनी होम कंट्री में बैठ के पढ़ाई करें, you pay a fraction of the cost that it takes you to go abroad and study, because abroad jaake your tuition fee, your housing expenses, your food expenses, your social security, your health surcharge, everything piles up, right? But even then, if you decide that after 2 years of qualification, I want to do like a top-up year abroad, go ahead and do it. But then on an average, and I did this math just before the call, अगर आपका 2 साल का प्रोग्राम है तो 1 साल में आपने 18,000 पाउंड की सेविंग की, right? That much is what it's going to cost you to pay that extra sum. So multiply it by 2, multiply it by 3. But then for the top up year, why do I suggest it? See, save money, and nowhere on your degree or on your certificate it's going to say that you did a transnational program. Exactly, Mariam, brilliant. देखा फिर सुना है ना TNE का. Exactly how you would say that, you know, somebody is doing a law degree, but they're doing it at home, and then you are, you know, studying abroad. Nowhere on the degree it's going to say that. That's the beauty of it. But हमें वो चीजें पता चलेंगी, हाँ, बात करेगा कोई तो हमें फिर पता चलेगा कि how are we actually looking at it. Good question, Emma. Good question. Yeah, go ahead. It's a
Okay, guys, as we move forward with our discussions, and a lot of questions are coming in, we have a very special guest for all of you that we're going to introduce now. So joining me right
wait, I have another one last slide because I have the
for sure.
I have a myth buster. That's going to be the
Oh, sure.
last slide. I promise. I promise that's going to be the last slide, but I'll have to stop the screen share and then reshare again. Why? Because I want to show a video with all of you, which holds the एक myth busting session. So you must have heard, oh God, UK में people don't have opportunities. The Department of Education is saying that the people are not welcome. So there's a short video that I want to play right here. So let me know if you can hear me, any one of you. Is this audible?
We can't see a video. We can still see the lady in the UK space.
Okay. All right. Is it audible? Is that audible to
No,
everyone?
there's no sound at the moment. Maybe
All
just
right. Okay.
share sound.
No worries. I'm going to send this across to all of you. And then you know you could watch this video. I'll share the link here as well. But this is an extremely important update for anybody who's thinking about whether there are enough opportunities or whether there is enough that can be done. Let me just try once more. All right. So no worries. I'm going to share this with everyone and send you the video, which is from the Department of Education and their goals for the next 3, 4, 5 years in terms of the student recruitment that's coming up. But Irtiza, I'm going to hand over to you because I know that Helen is here. And then I'll take over and I'll share Helen's presentation as well. And we'll speak about, you know, the most important thing that I was telling you about, जो अभी मैंने आपको बताया था, कि कितना जरूरी है अवार्डिंग बॉडी को अंडरस्टैंड करना और ये अंडरस्टैंड करना कि जो लेवल्स की हमने बात की है वो कहाँ पे और कैसे हम उनको ज्वाइन इन कर सकते हैं. So keep your questions coming in into the chat box as well, and I'll hand over to you so that you can introduce Helen.
Thank you so much, Noor. And guys, already the weather in Pakistan is electrifying. So is the opening ceremony of our fellowship. And now I would like to introduce Helen Maxwell, everybody. She is the manager business development for NCC Education, a very distinguished guest with us over here today to talk about the impact of TNE education and how they have been working over the years and what work they do at NCC Education. So over to you, Helen, and a warm welcome to the fellowship.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here representing NCC Education on behalf of Oxfordian College. I am going to try. Are you all right? Do you want me to try and share first, or are you okay with the slides?
Whatever
to
you're
check.
comfortable with, Helen. Even you can share if you want to. I've made you co-host.
I'll try, and if not, we've got a backup.
Wonderful. We have a backup.
Okay,
Yeah.
we
absolutely.
have a backup. Yeah, so we'll
Okay.
give it a go. Let's see.
So while Helen is doing this, there we go.
It's working. We're
I want
working.
you to keep your questions coming in, and we'll have the chat box right there, and we'll be able to, answer your questions on the site. Go ahead, Helen.
Yeah, probably best if I answer any questions at the end, or if we're behind time, send me the questions over and I'll happily correspond, whatever's easier with everybody. Okay. So as I say, I'm delighted to be here today. So welcome to everybody. And I'm here really to talk about how NCC Education and Oxfordian College can help you achieve your education, your career goals. And it's all about educate, inspire, and helping you grow, reach your full potential. So just to give you a bit of background about NCC Education, we're in over 60 countries. So we have got a very high profile. And we have over 200 educational partners across the globe. So working with our partners, with Oxfordian are one of them, you are able to acquire a British diploma or even a university degree. So we are a global provider, an awarding body, British education, and the study methods include a combination of traditional but also distance learning. Okay, so just to give you an idea of some of the countries, I'm not going to read them, you can see them. But say we've got a very big global presence, and NCC offer a world-class education, recognised and respected by universities, employers across the globe. Okay, so what makes us unique? Longevity. We were established in 1966. I haven't been with the company, by the way, since 1966, may I add. And we have grown. So we're in, as I said, we're internationally recognised. The flexibility in regards to our approach is also unique in your way how you can achieve your educational goal. The quality, I'm going to be speaking about the computing pathway today, and all our computing qualifications are Ofqual regulated. And also just to let you know, all our computing qualifications were actually updated in March 2024. So these are the most updated computing qualifications. I do not believe any of the other awarding bodies have updated any in 2024. So we've worked closely with universities, employees to make sure that we are providing the best education so you can achieve that and also reach your full potential in your chosen career. As I mentioned earlier, the academic side of it, they are a combination of academic and also vocational aspects. And the progression is a big thing. So with Oxfordian, if you're taking a computer pathway, you have an option. So you can do the full pathway with Oxfordian by doing a level 4, which is the equivalent of a first year degree. Go on to level 5, and then you can progress to a top up. You could, however, if you wished, progress if you wish to go to university through the different stages of that pathway. And we have over 100 universities globally that recognise the NCC qualifications and are continually growing, which is really, really good news. So in a nutshell, in regards to NCC education, you can see there, I'm not going to read it again. I can make sure these slides are available if you wish, just let Shazia or Noor know at the end of the weekend, and I will make them available. That is not a problem whatsoever. Okay, so we do offer many qualifications in business and computing and the pathways, but what I'm going to focus the attention on today is the computing pathway, and more specifically, the cybersecurity pathway. Okay, so I'm just going to show you here an idea of the computer degree pathways available. So you can start with the level 3 diploma in computing, go on to do the level 4 or the level 4 in computing with business management. As you can see here, there are level 5s in computing, but there's also specialisms. There's also this level 5 in cybersecurity, which I'll go more specifically in the next slide. And then you have the opportunity to do your top up online with UCLan, the University of Central Lancashire. So it's given you the opportunity, a much more cost-effective way to get your degree and be part of that computing or cybersecurity more specific boom. Okay, so over to cybersecurity. So this is an idea of an ideal cybersecurity degree pathway which would look for you, which Oxfordian will be able to offer. I believe there's dates coming out soon, isn't there, in regards to when they're starting? I think they're starting soon. So again, speak to Nora, speak to Shazia in regards to that, and they'll be able to help you with the team. So you've got your level 3 diploma in computing, then you can either take level 4 diploma in computing or with business management. Then progress to the level 5 diploma in cybersecurity, and then finally go off and you would then study the online, it's 1 year, the cybersecurity networking top up, which will give you a full degree. Okay, so I'm just going to break it up slightly. I'm not going to go through everything. You can read the slides, as I say. I'm conscious of time, but this gives you an idea here in regards of units that are covered for the level 4 qualifications. And as I say, these have all been updated recently. All the differences in regards to the business management is there's some slightly different special units, and there's also an elective unit that you would pick. So going to the careers for level 4. So say you just wanted to take your level 4 and then you wanted to go and get a job. There are plenty of job opportunities there for you. You can see there are some examples that I've provided. So some people want to take the full pathway. Some people choose to go into a career. So everyone is different. And then, so if you're in a job, fantastic. If you wanted to progress then with Oxfordian and go on to the level 5, as I say, I'm being more specific with the cybersecurity. So you go on and do the level 5 diploma with cybersecurity, and then you would then progress on and do the top up if you wish. Careers with level 5, again, if you think I've had enough studying, I've reached where I want to go and I want to now start working, then here are again some examples of the cybersecurity jobs you could potentially get. Now, just to put out there in regards to jobs with cybersecurity, there is a massive gap with this career, and you can get cybersecurity jobs in any sector. That is the good thing about it. And it's also changing all the time. There's so many updates. So it's a really exciting route to take if you wanted to go the computing pathway route, that is. But in regards, I will touch a bit more in regards to starting salaries, etc., a little bit more along the line for you. So once you have passed your level 5 in the cybersecurity, then you are, because Oxfordian are an accredited partner centre to offer the cybersecurity networking top-up degree. So it is online, it's 12 months, and what would happen is you'd be given a schedule in regards to the different units, etc., from the team at Oxfordian College. I won't go into them now, but it's a really exciting opportunity for you, as I said, again, to get your degree at a bit more cost-effective way, and also in your own home. You know, you don't have to leave. That's the big thing. So you are in your own comforts. You've got your own. Learning is about environment as well. You know, you need to feel comfortable. This is something that me and Shazia have spoken about an awful lot. And it is regarding being comfortable in your own surroundings, because you do reach your, you reach your full potential that way. So we do recognise that. So you would take this cybersecurity networking top-up degree. Now, in regards, just a little bit of a breakdown. As I said before, it's awarded by the University of Central Lancashire, and they are rated in the top 3.7% of universities globally. So I'm sure you've all heard of this university. And it's again, it's delivered online, and the duration is just the 1 year. Okay. Now, in this actual top up as well, you have the opportunity after you've finished the top up, you will get some codes where you can go in and also take some more courses on the cybersecurity or the cloud infrastructure. That is complimentary. So, and you have, I think it's 12 months that you actually have from once you've actually completed the top up to go in and do that. And as you know, CompTIA are very well recognised. So that's something else. Now, in regards to jobs, if you're looking at career opportunities for graduates, these are a handful of jobs that you can actually get or apply for, depending on what your interest is. But you do find with the cybersecurity, if you do have if you have a degree or a master's degree, then you can command higher salaries. For example, in the UK, you're looking starting salary 40,000. In Pakistan, you're looking around 50,000, starting 70,000. So there is a big incentive in regards to that end goal. And as I say, it's also this role, whatever you do enter into, because it changes all the time, it doesn't get boring. You know, there's always different updates, etc. So it is something, you know, if you've not actually considered this career route in the past, it may be something you could potentially look at. So, so that is the progression route in regards to computing. But as I say, Oxfordian are offering other progression routes in business. Now, we also offer top-ups, not just with UCLan, but also with Bolton, which is in software engineering, which also Oxfordian do offer. And then just to also and I'm only going to say this briefly, is in regarding to the business, there is an opportunity for you to progress and do the business level 7 and go on and do an online MBA with the University of Cardiff Met. Now, my colleague Rebecca Bewley, who's the head of partnerships, she'll be joining you tomorrow. So she will take you in full detail in regards to those particular top-ups, and you can have the opportunity there to ask questions. But in conclusion, NCC Education and Oxfordian College, you're not just enrolling in a programme, you're actually joining a global community of learners and professionals who are really dedicated to your success. That's what it's all about. We're committed to providing you with world-class qualifications, and the opportunities are endless. Always believe in yourself that you can achieve it. Nothing is impossible at all. And if you follow, you know, your ambition, you'll have a really fulfilling future. So I'm going to end it there. So I do thank you for your time, and I wish everybody the best in their educational journey. And if you have any questions now, I will answer. If you want to hang off until the end or send them over, that is totally up to you.
If we stop slide share and then
I'm
Helen
going to.
spotlight,
Yeah.
we can do a couple of questions, because I know the new generation don't have patience. They want things yesterday. So if we take a handful of questions and then we can move on to my part. What do you reckon, Irtaza, Noor? Does that sound like a plan?
Absolutely, absolutely. There are quite a lot of questions that I was getting, Helen. Thank you so much for that. There's a lot of hype that we have created with the cybersecurity qualification as well. So a couple of questions that I've just muddled up, and I can like club them in. One of the most important questions was that if I'm doing like an alternative degree, let's say like I'm studying bachelor's in law or I'm doing my bachelor's in physics, what should be the logical approach if I want to, like, hop on to a qualification, let's say just want to do a diploma in computer sciences. So Helen, let me put that to you. I know the answer, but I want you to answer it.
I mean, everyone has career changes. Everyone does. That's it. I mean, life is, as you've mentioned, is so fast paced now. I know many people. I know one person who was a lawyer and decided to be a doctor. So there is nothing wrong with changing your career dreams if that's what you wish to do. Environments also, you don't have, sometimes there's opportunities there because of environment. So if what we would look at in regards to, you would look at your qualifications, you would have to enter at the level. If you've got no computing experience, we'd have to, at a case-by-case basis, look at that. It could be that because you have the actual qualifications, you'd be able to go and start on your level 4 instead of doing the level 3, but it would be a case-by-case basis. And also it could be that you may have a level 4 with another awarding body and you want to then join from the level 5, or you have a level 5 and you want to go on and do the top up and do the UCLan that way. You just need to let Oxfordian College know. They will ask you for what the qualifications you actually have acquired, and then they can actually come to me, and I can speak to our academic team. But never think you can't change, or people change. I had a zoology degree. That's what I did. I was all about conservation, and then due to an injury with my back, I had to totally change, and this is what I'm doing now. So nothing's impossible. I hope that answers the question. I hope I was, if that's okay.
Yeah, I hope it does. We will definitely, Helen. Thank you so much for that. So one more thing, and I'd like to take Shazia's views on this as well, and Irtiza's as well. A lot of kids would come to us and say, all right, how can I top up my existing qualification? Let's say I have a business degree, and then I want to do everything in the business domain, right? Just up it, up it, up it, up it, up it. That's one approach which works for you. Wonderful. Another approach is a little bit more prudent approach with what Helen is also talking about, that you can also look at ways in which you can diversify and maybe get a subject specialism in place which is horizontal. So for example, if somebody is doing a physics degree, like I know in the chat box, somebody was sharing that they have a physics degree or they're doing a BSc in physics, and then they want to do another qualification that should up their IT skills, for example, right? That is a skill that is implementable, usable in whatever job role you're going to go to. So just look at also the horizontal alignment sometimes really help, instead of just bulking up qualifications on top of qualifications all in the same field. If you don't have the skills of the world, then perhaps you'd be missing out on something, because that's where more opportunities are like. So wonderful. Yes, we're getting. Oh, Alina has a specific question. Yes, we do have scholarship opportunities. They are all based, the different criteria for scholarship, not all merit based, but also in terms of, what extracurriculars you're bringing to the table. So we have a criteria. We'd be happy to share it with you guys. I'm glad that you're thinking along those lines, Alina. But that's something that is essentially really exciting for us to see, Helen, that a lot of questions are coming in around the CS degree. We'll make the slides available. There was a question around the recording of the webinar, so that's also going to be available. So don't worry, it's going to be up very soon, up on the YouTube channel, and you will all reach out and watch it again as well.
Just so you are aware as well, I didn't actually mention this, but everyone who graduates from the UCLan can attend graduation at the university. Just so you're aware on that as well. So, and you don't have online degree on the certificate either. So that's something else just to let you know. It is a full degree. So any other questions that come through, just send them over.
I'm going to ask a question, because when I'll ask the question, everybody's going to say, oh, ma'am, that's a good question that we should have asked. English proficiency. And NCC has a little surprise in their bucket, which, Helen, I would like that you share with everyone, that we do have an English proficiency test.
Yes, we do. So if you are unsure in regards to the level of English, then we do actually have a test that Oxfordian would be able to provide online, so you can take that test. And if you do need any more tutoring in regards to the English, then they would be able to assist on that. So, but yeah, there is an online test that you can actually do to check that. So all you need to do is speak to Oxfordian College and I'll provide that.
And it's free of cost, you guys. So that's
Totally free. Totally free.
So I just wanted to actually spell it out because I know that a lot of kids would struggle with, doing their IELTS. It's pretty expensive also. It's really difficult to get the dates in as well. It is, I know that, he goes through, see, Ikra, I asked the question on your behalf, right? This is what the experience says, that my kids would really, really need me to ask this question, especially on the English proficiency. So do reach out, and we'll get you. Thank you, Shazil. Thank you for your comment. We greatly appreciate it. Okay. Irtiza, enough talk about what we were talking about in terms of, awarding bodies and off call and everything else. So over to you, Irtiza, and then you could get Shazia on board.
Okay, guys, so that was Helen with us, everybody. She told you about the program, the top-ups, the qualifications, what they're offering. And now we'll be moving towards something more interesting, something more interactive for you guys, because we believe that every platform has a story. Every platform has something to give out there. And I recently met this amazing individual. We're working together, but I'm sure that she has been doing a wonderful work over the years. And now I would really like her to share her side of the story, how Oxfordian came into being, what is her vision for the future, and how she perceives education and society in general. A warm welcome to none other than the director of Oxfordian College, everybody, Miss Shazia. And over to you, ma'am.
Is it a good evening, everybody, or good afternoon? Let me just see if I can everybody hear me clearly?
Evening, yeah.
Right, let me just see who I can see, because whenever I come on these calls, right, the cameras are off. And it's like I'm talking to the wall. Now, I don't know if this is a wall of hope or a wall of education, but it's really nice sometimes to see who you're talking to. So first and foremost, thank you so much to all of you for participating in our session today. I would say you all need to give yourself a reaction and a well done, because the first step is actually coming out of your comfort zone and joining our session. Any session, actually, because it goes to show you are a learner for life, who is passionate, who is keen, who wants to understand what is out there and is not reliant on what everybody says, likes to get primary first-hand information. Then I'd like to thank Noor and Irtaza and Helen for making this happen today, because when I share my story, one person, one dream doesn't make it happen. I can see my co-founder and my partner, Adil, is also on the call. You'll hear more from him tomorrow. But they say that everything starts with an idea, a dream, and then you create the team who has the same vision. And we are all pleased to see you here. हमेशा मुझे ये नूर और इर्तिजा कहते हैं कि I have to mix up the language. उर्दू भी थोड़ा सा, English भी थोड़ा सा. So normally my Urdu is very good, right? But जब मुझे publicly बोलना पड़ता है, I get a little bit nervous and it kind of goes a little bit pear-shaped. So I'm going to try my best. So the topic these guys gave me today was to look at transnational education. I did make a PowerPoint, lekin I did think it's death by PowerPoint, but a lot of the content is covered. But before I even come into that, I just want all of you to first and foremost understand why Oxfordian. Some of you who's sitting here saying, why Oxfordian? Where do they get that name from? Kyun? I want to see some comments, the reactions in the chat box. Who was curious when they heard the name? Maybe I'm the same with Tutify. Why Tutify? I can see Alina, the name is cool. Right, there's a story behind this. So as a student myself, now I never had the opportunity to be transnational. I was born and bred in England. My father obviously brought me up in Oxford. So being born and bred in Oxford, when I did travel, जब मैंने दुनिया थोड़ी सी देखी, I recognized coming to Pakistan and Dubai, people really take pride in branding and name. So being an educationist, because my background is education, and then an entrepreneur as well, I thought, you know what? When I'm traveling, if I'm from Oxford and I'm wearing my Oxford University sweatshirt, people stop and question. Then they open my passport and they see born in Oxford. So I thought, you know what? Everybody else uses the name. I'm actually an Oxfordian myself, so why not Oxfordian College? And that's how the name came into being. A little bit of that Pakistani touch I got from something like Alamgirian, you know, the EIAN terminology I saw, but that's how Oxfordian was born. So one evening, sitting down, looking up names on, you know, domains, company house. I don't know if it's something that everybody does. Irtaza Noor, are you like that? But मैं एक शाम को बैठी क्या नाम क्या रखना है ये? You know, I'm an educationist. I've been in the industry for over 25 years. Yes, you heard that right, 25 years. And it's time to create my own identity and give back to our own community. And that's why we are here today. The rest is history because the team came on board. I found a phenomenal partner in the name of Adil Kiani, who joined me as being my business partner with the business acumen and totally the business marketing recruitment side. With my knowledge and experience exposure, we then obviously fused together to build Oxfordian College. Then Noor joined us, and we are so privileged to have her. She flew in from Pakistan, so that's another part that you can see. We don't just talk the talk, we walk the talk. And we are still in the start up of our entity. We have a lot of potential opportunities coming up. So when we talk about, and then Helen, I don't know where Helen is, and is Helen gone? But Helen was the first person I connected with as an awarding body, and you had the opportunity. And at that time, मुझे कोई पता नहीं है ये TNE क्या होता है, because I've never had to experience this TNE. I've been here, I heard this buzzword TNE, and I had to explore it as well. So when Noor says about learning, and she likes people when they say no, I'm one of them. I never say I know everything. I'm still learning till every day. But what I wanted to do was bring something for our community. So as a head teacher, when I was a principal in a school, I used to have a lot of people coming in to become teachers, and they didn't have the UK qualification. And therefore, I couldn't give them a job as a teacher. They had to become a teaching assistant a lot of the time. And that's when I started exploring कि Pakistan की qualification जब UK में आते हैं, I had master degree holders in chemistry, biology, physics. Why are people not taking them on? And I realized that you have to have a teaching license, or there's a comparability that has to happen. So I wanted to take something back to Pakistan, and COVID hit. So I did explore. There were universities like Nottingham, Sunderland, maybe I shouldn't be mentioning names, who have got hubs. And I know, I'm going to say it, Bolton University as well, that there are entities in Pakistan, but I wasn't familiar with that. So for me, TNE was like the game changer. Now we're here purely for students who want to learn. Immigration is the byproduct of education. Education is the most important and first and foremost what we are here to deliver. So we are not about promoting come to England and stop learning. We are here to show you the most important way to get your education at a cost-effective route that works for your budget, and that, yes, as the byproduct, you do come to England, but you continue your education without compromising it. So without further ado, I do have a PowerPoint, and I'm not going to go through all of it, but I think I'm going to share it only because I think it's going to be helpful when Noor shares it with everybody later as a resource. So for us, World Quest is really very much about reaching out to you. We reached out to Tutify. We felt Tutify had the space and the place to work with us here, and the credibility, and you guys had the trust. So we have built this platform over trust. And these 2 days, as somebody mentioned in the comments, I think Shazli, we're here only to give you information about alternative routes into higher education. We're not here to sell anything. Okay, we're not here to get people on board. We're here to give information. That's our job. just to give information and be here to support those people who need to know more and actually hear it not from an agent or a recruiter, but from an academic. I'm not just a business person. For me, the first thing is about making sure the value of education reaches all of you. The rest is a byproduct again. So some of the key features of what we have shared today, to summarize it, is looking at understanding vocational qualification pathways in comparison to degrees, what global recognition of call is, and I'm just going to talk about that in a moment as well. Transnational education, TNE, as a smart, cost-effective alternative to your traditional route. When you get to know me, I'm not a traditional person. I'm not a normal. People call me crazy. I'm non-conformed. And somebody sent me this Instagram video yesterday that I wake up and I'm working, and I'm not working, but I'm thinking about working. And then I'm still working and I'm dreaming about working, and the cycle restarts. So that shows you the passion that we have. And while studying in Pakistan, how you can save money, but also get the opportunity to come to England on a top up. So we're going to, and the multiple pathways actually can start from the age of 16, which actually I didn't know. I learned that from Noor actually. And then, as Helen quite rightly said, there are some job prospects and opportunities as well. And finally, I'm so privileged to say that we are going to be offering a personalized information, advice, guidance service so that people are not missold to. Just like someone said in the chat box, that people want to get their, what's the word, commission, and not give the right information. We're all about the right information. The money is the byproduct of that, or the commission is the byproduct of giving the right information. And that is really important. And just to add on to this whole notion of vocational qualifications, and again, I'm not going to read, this is all for your own reference, as a reference material. I myself, when I came into looking at alternative routes into teaching, because that's what my doctoral, and you're right, I'm still a student, I'm doing my PhD doctoral studies, is I thought a level 5 and a teaching qualification, how is that possible when I'm a master degree holder sitting at level 7 trying to hit a level 8? And that's when I realized, as Helen was trying to explain, sometimes you don't have those skills and competencies. And can I stop the share for a moment? A lot of mis-selling is happening in Pakistan on teaching qualifications. There are certain qualifications, and Noor is my witness, that people are selling without mentioning any name. Ki ye teaching qualification hai, ye PG cert hai, ye teaching qualification hai. And because they've got a renowned name, people are buying it, but it's not. You know, there's a list. You have to go to the right organizations and understand what a proper teaching qualification is. So agar level 5 ki bhi teaching qualification aati hai, it's not because it's a level 5, it's because it's teaching the methodology and pedagogies of teaching. And that's actually how I understood the pathway of vocational and how powerful it is. So Noor has already shared the vocational and degree pathway in a simplistic format. I'm showing you more in a slightly bit more depth. यहाँ पे आपको सारे vocational levels दिखाई देते हैं. And on the right-hand side, you see all the kind of buzzwords or the terminology that you will have heard. So starting below, you know, 0 level hair skills, traineeship, you know, level 2, pre. Level 3 pe aap A levels. So level 2 is your GCSE or your O levels. Then you have your level 3. And then you see all the terminologies that you will hear or you might read online. Noor mentioned the HNC, H&D, but it's also the Certificate of Higher Education and the Diploma of Higher Education. In England, you'll hear the terminology of apprenticeships. And then you've got the level 6, which is also the NVQ or the honours degree and so forth. So it's really important you understand that in a country like England, चाहे आप university के route से जाएं या चाहे आप college के route से जाएं, they are all off-call regulated. And off-call is like your HEC in Pakistan, which is your office, which is your regulatory body, which I had to write this down, Office of Qualifications and Examination Regulation Body. So they regulate people like us who offer off-call qualifications and people like Helen, NCC, that the course is meeting the standards that Ofqual have in place. And it is the UK body which is responsible to ensure that the qualification you receive, whether it's a level 4 or a level 5, whichever level it may be, it is matching your knowledge and skills. So it is something that is fundamentally and globally recognized. So that's, I think, very, very important for everybody to understand. And that's what I was talking about, that global recognition through Ofqual regulatory qualifications. And NCC offer this regulated qualification because one of our partners today is NCC. That's the awarding body I'm going to focus on, although we have multiple other awarding bodies as well that you can go onto our website and see. If you understand TNE, give me an emoji if you actually understood TNE today. Who did not understand, who said all the no's before and can say yes. Can you see any emojis coming up, Noor? Because I have my screen.
Yeah, I know you have. Go ahead, guys. You can also use the chat box as well.
Yeah, it's a smart and cost-effective alternative. So when we talk about alternative routes, somebody in the chat had said, what if I'm doing a degree at university? Can I do a qualification? You can do whatever you like. If you've got the aptitude, you know what? You can do a degree at university and you can do 3 vocational qualifications. The question I ask is, do you have the time? You know, do you have the aptitude? Do you have the resilience? Do you have the perseverance? That's entirely up to you. However many qualifications you can manage in the time you have. But it is the most cost-effective, smart way. It lowers your cost. And I'm not going to repeat what Noor and Helen have already shared, that when you learn online, it's fraction of the cost. And if you want to do your top up at level 6, rather than paying for 3 years of degree, and I think Noor, you mentioned 18,000 as an average per year. Rather than doing 18 times 3, let's look at 18 as 1 in your final year and a fraction of that in year 1 and 2. And nowhere will it ever say that it's done online. When I did my master's degree from Murdoch University, Australia, I didn't even realize it was TNE when I was sitting in the Knowledge Village campus in Dubai. Nowhere on my qualification does it say that I did it online, and not once have I ever been to Perth. My first visit to Australia is going to happen at the end of September. So it's really important for you to understand. So it is about staying in Pakistan and enrolling with a regulatory body like NCC through people like us and getting you on that pathway to higher education, giving you the right advice and guidance. But then, can you imagine you've done your 1 and 2 years, maybe in a 1.5 साल में भी आप कर सकते हो 2 साल की qualification. There are ways around that. And then 3rd top-up year के लिए आप UK आते हैं, and then you got an ample of global employment opportunity here. Going back to the cybersecurity example, if you were to search job shortages in England, you will see cybersecurity on the top of the list. If you are to search shortage occupations, you will see cybersecurity. Sponsorships be available here in the shortage job opportunity list. The thing is, we're not here to guarantee jobs. We're here to provide you education. But if you have the roadmap, you have to work that way forward yourself and develop the skills. Question mark is if somebody is recruiting.
Yeah. So sorry, I'd like to add something here as well. मैं चाहती हूँ कि और ज़्यादा questions भी आ जाएं. So in the chat box, if you guys want to ask questions, go ahead. ताकि हम side by side answer भी कर सकें. एक बड़ा अच्छा सवाल आया है शासिया कि transfer, credit transfers हो सकते हैं एक. तो उस पे if you can shed some light on it, and then there's a second question that I like to address to everyone. कि उस केस में आप क्या कर सकते हैं. तो go ahead शासिया, credit transfer की
When
बात.
we talk about credit transfer, obviously we have to look at कि कहाँ से आ रहे हैं, किस awarding body से आ रहे हैं, किस organization से आ रहे हैं, and what that credit transfer की value क्या है. So if I take credit transfers from England, from an Ofqual regulated awarding body to another Ofqual, obviously subject to the credibility of the awarding body and how they see. So there are going to be some terms and conditions. So this is a case by case screening opportunity. So if you do have credits from any organization, you still can apply. UK is quite fair. I have seen UK to be quite fair. There's We have even searched the HAC list of a comparability. So we have that knowledge. हमें पता है, I mean, on that list, there are some renowned entities that have no longer the licenses to do certain qualifications, but they're still marketing them. So as students, it's your job to do your due diligence. But if you do have credits and you want to get information, that was my next slide, which was on information, advice, and guidance. We are offering a free counseling service. Why? Because we feel that that's what we have to do. That's ethically correct. That's what we should do. And once you understand where you are with your qualification, it's up to you, then you take the pathway. Yes, we do not offer free education. That is something we have to put our price on because that's what we do, but we do offer free information, advice, and guidance.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I've got the poll on as well, you guys. So उसके लिए क्या करना है, जो लोग कह रहे हैं कि उनको one-on-one session करना है और उन्होंने book करना है, so via the Tutify's platform and via the Oxfordian College platform, I'll just leave the link of the website here. There is a application form with a Calendly link. आप वहाँ पे book up करें, book up a slot, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you're most comfortable with, and we would be able to give you one-on-one guidance. अच्छा, एक और सवाल बहुत अच्छा है, वो बहुत pertinent है, और उसको मैं चाहती हूँ कि हम इधर address करें, which is I'm doing, एक आप university से qualification कर रहे हैं पाकिस्तान में, तो क्या आप एक alternate diploma कर सकते हैं कि नहीं? So the answer to that is कि बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं, as long as that's a UK accredited diploma. पाकिस्तान में रहते हुए आप शायद वो नहीं कर सकते, बिकॉज अगर आप किसी एक यूनिवर्सिटी के साथ पढ़ते हैं तो फिर आप दूसरी यूनिवर्सिटी करेंगे, सो HSC आपको नहीं करेगी. मगर अगर आप फ्यूचर में अपने फ्यूचर के करियर पाथ को सिक्योर करना चाहते हैं, एंड लेट्स से लाइक यू नो ऑल ऑफ माय फिजिक्स किड्स हु आर स्टडीइंग फिजिक्स और साइकोलॉजी एंड यू जस्ट वांट टू डू एन एडिशनल IT का डिप्लोमा, तो आप बिल्कुल करें. Whatever you think you're most comfortable with, आपको course curriculum चाहिए, I can give you that. Irtiza's team can provide you with more counseling के मुझे business पढ़ना है, मुझे business management पढ़नी है, उसमें मुझे social media marketing पढ़नी है, but I don't want to study social media marketing from any non-accredited place, जबकि उसकी उसी cost में मुझे एक UK की अच्छी social media की degree और qualification मिल रही है. So that really, really helps you. I want to share my personal experience, and Shazia knows it for a fact that when I moved here in January with 20 years of experience, graduating from IBA and working with the donor sector and everything, किसी ने मेरी डिग्री नहीं मांगी, किसी ने मुझसे नहीं पूछा कि जी पाकिस्तान के आप बिजनेस स्कूल से पढ़ के आई हैं तो बहुत आपने तीर मांगे. You know what they asked me? One particular चार्टर्ड मैनेजमेंट इंस्टीट्यूट का, यूके का, अच्छी बॉडी का, ऑफ कॉल रेगुलेटेड बॉडी का कोर्स मैंने किया हुआ था इन पाकिस्तान. My certificate is here. I'll show you guys. It's on my LinkedIn. Go search it. And that is something that I put in front of my name, that I'm a CMI, MGMR, right? That is something that gave me that value and worth. And that investment, even though in a subject specialism, which is not me totally, right? That's a strategic management kind of a degree. So उसने मुझे help किया और उसने मुझे ये एक opportunity दी, and that is how people acknowledge me in networking sessions या UK में जहाँ पे मुझे employability में की एक worth हुई, वो उस की basis पे हुई, right? So this is something that I really want to tell you guys.
Can I add to that?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Noor is also one of my students because she has to teach and she didn't have a teaching qualification. And she's been teaching for 20 years.
Yeah.
And there's no shame in that.
No.
Because that's what we do. That's what vocation
Absolutely.
And जब हम समझाते हैं लोगों को समझ नहीं आती. And when I say to people in Pakistan, if you do my teaching qualification, I can hire you sitting in Pakistan to teach one of our courses if you meet the criteria and the threshold of what we need, right? And for me, I think if I was in the other side, I think it's a no-brainer. How come people don't get it? Like you can, क्योंकि देखो पाकिस्तान से निकलने के लिए भी तो आपको experience चाहिए ना. You need to prove yourself. If we had a vacancy going and we were able to sponsor tutors and lecturers, would I go for a fresh person or would I go for somebody who's been loyal to me, who's been teaching our faculty with amongst the faculty on a qualification that they have done a good job? I'd be a no-brainer. I say, Irtaza, look, you've been teaching on this particular course for the last 2 years. I need you in England right now. I'm going to sponsor you, and I don't need. I might do a couple of interviews, but in my head it'll be like Irtaza, he is the one because I know him. I have seen him. I know his work ethic. So shortcuts get you nowhere, guys. You might get the chakka here and there, kabhi kabhi. ठीक है, लेकिन if you want to build a career and you want to build credibility, you need to invest time. सबसे जो बड़ी मैंने negative point, and I don't like talking about negativities. I'm all about positivities, but we don't have shortcuts. There's no time for them. You invest the time, you gain the knowledge, you build your experience, you get the exposure, and you show your passion. And when I'm recruiting, sometimes qualification doesn't matter. I need to see passion. I need to see energy. I need to see commitment. I need to see resilience. Knowledge तो आ ही जाता है ना. There's no point कि आपके पास knowledge है, आपने triple PhD की हुई है, लेकिन you come on board and I'm like messaging you all the time. किधर हो, उठो, काम करना है या नहीं करना, ये हुआ है या नहीं हुआ. We don't need that kind of faculty. So when it comes to education, it's the same in the job market. Job market में भी यही है. People need people who are gonna go over and above. And unfortunately, our community has a little bit of a reputation of wanting to do things the easy way. I am sure, give me hearts. No one here is like that. You're all hardworking. You're all resilient. You're all passionate. I want to see the screen full of hearts right now.
Absolutely. And while you're doing that, guys, the poll is on. I know there's just 7 minutes left before we have to wrap up today's session, but let me give you a sneak peek into tomorrow's session. So, what we are going to do tomorrow is we'll be discussing more university partnerships. Like Helen mentioned, Rebecca is going to be there, who is the head of partnerships. जिस भी यूनिवर्सिटी का आपने जो भी सवाल करना है Rebecca से, you guys can do that. And plus, at the end of it, all of those who are going to attend tomorrow, we have these scholarships available for our sessions commencing in October 2024, and then the next one in January 2025. So we have two of these windows for registrations that are open, but it's going to be a limited scholarship window because we have limited scholarships that we want to give to Tutify to get these students on board with us as well. So tomorrow's session, and then we have Tom Pinder tomorrow, who's going to talk about, just the I would say the speed breakers of, getting in touch with universities and finding the right university of choice. What are some of the do's and don'ts? And then I would also like that tomorrow, when you'll hear a deal and you'll hear from all of us, we'll also speak about a decent white collar job. कैसे आपने as a student ढूंढनी है. उसमें कोई rocket science नहीं है, but it's just that because people don't talk about it, तो सबको हमें यही लगता है कि ओहो जी आपने मैकडॉनल्ड्स पे आके काम करना है, ओहो जी आपने डिलीवरी बॉय बनना है, ओहो जी आप साइकिल लेके उबर ईट्स चलाएं, right? These are some of the common ones जो आपके
Noor,
cousin
it's
या आपके
about that
दोस्त
information, advice,
बताएंगे.
and guidance again. And again, if we haven't got it on this one, but next time हम लोग जो हैं नूर के husband से भी सुनेंगे कि वो क्या कर रहे हैं
How did he
in
answer? Yeah.
because he got the right information, advice, and guidance, and he's not working in a pizza place or a McDonald's. There's nothing wrong with that actually, but he's doing something phenomenal, and people are now chasing him.
Yeah, just to
बात
find
मुझे
good
नूर
white
करती है
collar job.
कि लोग रिजवान को चेस कर रहे हैं भाई, रिजवान नेगोशिएशन कर रहे हैं. मैंने कहा तालियां. So that's what we want. We want that.
Great. So tomorrow is going to be an exciting day. And then I'll hand over to Irtaza because I know that he has some final things that he'd like to share with everyone. So over to you, Irtaza. That's it from me and Shazia.
Thank you so much, everybody, guys. And the poll has ended now, which means that tomorrow is the final day of World Quest Fellowship 1.0. You'll be talking and interacting with a lot of people. Let me tell you कि तरीक़ाकार क्या है. बड़ा आसान सा तरीक़ाकार है, guys. So हमारा फॉर्म अवेलेबल है इस वक्त ट्यूटिफाई की वेबसाइट के ऊपर. अभी आपके ग्रुप में भी आ जाएगा, जो आप देख सकते हैं अगर आप अपना 1-on-1 सेशन बुक करना चाहते हैं. सो फॉर ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स हु आर अवेलेबल हियर टुडे, उनके काउंसलिंग सेशंस मैं खुद और मिस नूर करेंगे. वी विल बी डीलिंग विद यू गाइस डायरेक्टली. आपने रेफरेंस के अंदर लिख देना है वर्ल्ड क्वेस्ट फेलोशिप और हमें अंदाजा हो जाएगा regarding those sessions, and we'll reach out to you next week. जो भी इसका sessions का हिस्सा रह चुके हैं, जो कि हमारे participants थे, जो select हुए थे, and eventually obviously the Wall of Hope members, they'll have to send in their names because आपकी e-certificates भी आपको मिलेंगे. So कल का दिन is going to be exciting. I think we will be starting again at 8 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time, inshallah Lazeez. With the hopes that आप लोगों को आज बड़ा मजा आया होगा, इंटरेक्ट किया होगा, और इस चीज का एक्सपीरियंस जरूर अपने इंस्टाग्राम, अपने लिंक्डइन पे शेयर कीजिएगा और हमें बताइएगा कि हाउ दैट वाज फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू. Thank you to Shazia, thank you to you.
The video opening option is available now. So if you want to do a group photograph of day
Yes,
one,
we
if
have
those
to take a group photograph.
yes, it
We
was
should
me
really have
actually, Shazia, who had done that. I apologize. So that's why people couldn't open their videos. So I really, really apologize. I did not check the settings.
I
So
couldn't see anybody.
now
Okay,
you
guys,
can
so please,
open
if you guys,
the video.
if you could turn on your cameras, we can have a group photo. Everybody. So ये जो सारे सामने आ रहे हैं इस
सबको
वक्त
शर्म
बहुत
आ
ही
रही है लगता है. Everybody's
नहीं नहीं करेंगे करेंगे अच्छे लोग हैं.
करेंगे करेंगे जरा बाल शाल सेट कर लें, लिपस्टिक शिपस्टिक सेट
Guys,
कर
come
लें.
on,
3
do it.
मिनट है.
Yeah, hurry up,
Meanwhile,
everybody.
those of you who are here, do share the feedback of the session. What is it that you like? What are some of the areas that you would want to hear more of? And like Itza said, this is 1.0, so we might be cooking up a 2.0. This is going to be bigger and better.
and
So that's
more
what
awarding
The
bodies,
video is like, give me a minute.
more
Video is disabled. Let
information,
me. Yes, you can start your video. No, you
more
can.
partnerships.
apologies. Try now if
Right
you
now,
can
you
do
can.
it.
I mean, all of
Sorry.
you can.
Yeah, I've allowed it. See, Anfal, I can see Anfal.
Thank you. Kudos to you, Anfal. A big shout out for turning your camera on. Who else wants a shout out? Muhammad
Okay,
Ahmed,
I think time
Tanzeen,
shirts on this
Alinas,
shirt, Ikra shirt, Maria shirt, Osama should definitely do it. Ahmed Altaf,
Kamal,
Khadija,
Bano, come on, let's get your camera
Soha,
on.
Hamza, Arika, Tanzil, guys, come on, Alize, and let me
Ayan,
tell you guys,
ये तो हम
Bilal,
Alize,
जानते हैं
Zain is
सबको.
saying he's
Exactly.
still disabled. So,
okay,
but
let
while
me
they're turning the camera on, can I just share one slide about learning? And that's it. And that's for me. This particular slide is, when we talk about education, every student can learn, not on the same or the same way. We appreciate that. When you hear and I forget, I see, I remember, I do, I understand. Look at Michelangelo, 87, must be even older now, is still learning. I'm always doing that which I cannot do in order that I may learn how to do it. So I'm a quirky learner. I'm always learning. And so is Noor, and so is Irtaza. And it doesn't matter what our ages are.
now
When
the
we were
cameras are open and let's
turn
take a
on. Thank
group
you, Muhammad
photo.
Ahmed. Thank you, Hasnain.
Time is here. Okay, this is getting bigger. Let's. Okay, Hasnain is here, guys, and Hasnain is a good counselor. Personally vouching for him always. Then Tanzil is here. He's a vice president of Wall of Hope. Zainal Abidin. Marriage is a very talented student, guys, from
Yeah.
Benchmark.
Are
We
we
have
going to do a
Mr.
selfie?
Mr. Ahmed Sultan. Okay, this is Khatija, guys. One of my favorite students is here too. Nermeen is here from Benchmark. We'll just have to fill up this. ये वाला हमने fill up करना है, guys. So जल्दी जल्दी आप अपने cameras on कर लीजिए ताकि ये पहली वाली screen हमारी fill up हो जाए. Fatma, Noman, Mehroz, and everybody. Okay, we have Adnan, Dahar, Noman, Kamber is also here. I think he's at a shop. I can see a lot of things behind him. Yeah. So that's dedication, by the way. Okay, guys. So who's going to take the photo, ma'am? Noor?
I'll do. Yeah.
Okay, Hamza is here too. Wonderful. Muhammad
All
Idris is here. I like the glasses, Idris. Wonderful. Same.
All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And please bear with me till I take the next one.
One lady. Thank you,
Excellent.
Nurmi. Oh, and Khadija too.
Wonderful. So see you everybody tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time with a lot more information and guidance for you. Thank you. See you soon.
Thank you. Have a great day and Allah Hafiz, everyone.
Allah Hafiz.